Hello, and thank you for watching the Academic Success Workshops online video series. This is the collaborative effort of the Library and the Student Success Center at Woodland Community College. If at any time during the video you get confused or lost, you can pause the video by pressing the pause button in the lower left-hand corner of the video. You can drag the red dot on the video to return a few seconds or even a few minutes and re-watch parts again. If the speaker is talking too fast or you want to slow the video down and follow along, you can use the speed adjustment setting in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. We sincerely hope that you enjoy learning from this video. This short video is a step-by-step walkthrough of formatting an MLA paper using Microsoft Word. In this video, the goal is to help you learn how to correctly format a paper in MLA, including headers, the Works Cited page, and adjust line spacing and margins, how to use the keyboard shortcuts to efficiently edit and make changes to Microsoft Word, and finally, we hope that you gain confidence in your ability to use the features of Microsoft Word. In order to effectively use Word, it is a good idea to begin by learning the language of Word that I will be using in this video. The first feature that I will refer to are tabs. Tabs are at the top of the Word page. The default tabs are File, Home, Insert, Design, Layout, References, Mailings, Review, and View. But you will see other tabs appear, such as Design and Format. Basically, if I say click on the Home tab, look near the top of the page to locate the tab that is labeled Home. The next feature are ribbons. A ribbon is a space that belongs to the tabs. It is basically all the space along the top below the tab that you select. Finally, the final feature is the tools and buttons. The ribbon contains a number of tools and buttons that you can use to format your paper. This image is a standard keyboard for a laptop. All keyboards have the same basic features and keys and a standard layout that varies very little from keyboard to keyboard. The keys we will use most in this video are the Control key. There are two control keys on your keyboard. One is on the very bottom left-hand corner of the keyboard, and the other is on the bottom right of your keyboard. If you are using a standard PC keyboard, the right side control key will be located just to the left of your arrow keys on the bottom. Either control key will work, so just use the one that feels most natural to you. The Enter key. There is one Enter key, and it is located 2 keys above the right-hand side Control key, right above the right-hand Shift key. The Tab key is usually located 3 keys above the left-hand Control key. Over the course of the video, I will prompt you to use keyboard shortcuts, which are generally a faster and more efficient way to edit. The list here is not an exhaustive list of shortcuts available to use, but these are many of the shortcuts that we will use during the course of this video workshop. Now that you are more familiar with the features of Word, the keyboard, and what shortcuts we may use, let's edit. If you haven't already, open an essay that you would like to format correctly, and you can follow along. Remember that you can press the pause button at the bottom left of your video at any time to stop the video and practice what you learn. This is a very poorly formatted essay. Note that the margins are too wide, the name and class information and date are on the wrong side, it is the wrong font, the lines are not double-spaced, the paragraphs should be left aligned, and the title should not be bolded or underlined. Also note that the Works Cited page needs to be on its own page, that the heading is too large and should not be bolded or underlined, and that the Works Cited entry should have a hanging indent. Finally, there should be page numbers on the top of each page with the last name of the author, the student, next to it. Let's begin by fixing all of the errors that apply to the whole document, including the font, font size, bolding, and underlining. First, hold down your Control key and press the A key one time. This will select or highlight all the text in the document. Now navigate to the Home tab at the top of the screen. On the tab, use the Font drop-down list to select Times New Roman from the drop-down. While MLA does allow For other standard size fonts, Times New Roman is the most widely accepted among college teachers. Next, use the font size drop-down list to select 12-point font from the list. This will change all of the font in the document to 12 points. 12-point font is the accepted font size for MLA. Now hold down your Control key and press your B key twice. Once we'll bold the entire document, and the second time we'll remove all bolded text. Hold down Control once again and press the U key once and twice. This will remove all of the underlining from the text. The next step is to adjust the alignment and margins. If not already selected, hold down Control and press the A key to select all of the text once again. The alignment of the paragraphs in an essay should be left aligned. Note that these paragraphs are blocked on both the left and the right sides. This type of alignment is called justified, and it is very hard on the eyes to read because there is so much extra space between the words. The document should be left aligned, and with a few exceptions that we will correct, now we will left align the whole document by holding down Control and pressing the L key. Next, we will adjust the margins. To do this, navigate to the Layout tab and select the Margins tool on the ribbon. You will see a drop-down list that offers a number of margin size options. If you have the option to select the normal option, that is 1 inch all the way around the page, you can select that. However, if you do not have that option, there is another way to do it. Navigate to the bottom of the list where it says Custom Margins. That will open up the Page Setup dialog box, and in this box, you can adjust the margins manually by changing the top, left, bottom, and right margins to 1 inch using the small arrow buttons on the right side of each box. Remember that you want to set them at exactly 1, not 0.9, not 1.1. When you're finished, press OK at the bottom of the box. Again, with the whole document selected, hold down Control and press A if you need to. We will now adjust the document to be double-spaced. Put your mouse anywhere where the document is highlighted. Right-click, and on the drop-down menu that pops up, select Paragraph. This will open the Paragraph dialog box. In this box, you need to adjust 2 settings under the spacing heading. First, by default, Word places 10 points of extra space every time the user presses the Enter key in a document. To eliminate that extra space, change the after box from 10 points to 0, using the little arrow on the right side of the after box. Then use the line spacing drop-down menu to select the double option. Once these 2 settings are changed, press the OK button at the bottom of the box to accept the changes. The next change is to add appropriate page numbers. To do this, first click anywhere in the document to unselect the text. Then, using your mouse, navigate to the Insert tab. On the ribbon, look for the Page Number tool. Click it, and on the drop-down menu, simply hover over, but do not click Top of Page option, which will give another drop-down of options. In that drop-down, click the Plain Number 3 option. That will place page numbers in the top right corner of your header, automatically numbering each page. You will also notice that your cursor is blinking right in front of your page number. You will need to put your last name, being sure to capitalize the first letter. Since this is my paper, I'm going to type in my last name. Press the spacebar key 1 time between the end of your last name and the page number. Once you finish, you can highlight the text and the page number, navigate to your Home tab, and change the font to Times New Roman 12 points. From there, double-click anywhere in the bottom of the document to close your header. The next changes we'll make are to the essay itself. First, we must center the title, as the title should be in the center of the page. To do this, use your mouse to move your cursor just before the first letter in your title. In my essay, I will put a click just before the M in Man's Best Friend. Then hold down the Control key and press the E key. This will center the title to the middle of the page. Now we'll add indents to each of the paragraphs quickly and easily. To do this, you can use your mouse or arrow keys to navigate to the first line of each paragraph. From there, simply press your Tab key once, and that will place an indent at the beginning of each paragraph. Now you should be at your works cited page. Before I make any adjustments, however, I want to show you what not to do. Many students will put their works cited page on its own page by pressing the Enter key many times until it's on its own page, like I am doing now. However, watch why this does not work well. If I add more writing to my paper, my works cited page moves. Then I have to adjust it again in order to make it right. A more efficient way to do this is to do it by holding down your Control key and pressing your Enter key one time. Then, even if I add more writing to my essay, the page does not move. If I add even more, it will simply adjust the document so the works cited page is on its own page. You will not have to worry about having to adjust the works cited page ever again. Now let's adjust the alignment of the works cited title. You can do this the same way we adjusted the title of the essay. Put your cursor in the front of the line at the W of works cited. Then hold down Control and press E. This will center align the text. Finally, we will fix the hanging indent of the works cited entries. To do this, first use your mouse to select or highlight only the works cited entries. Then place your mouse over any of the selected text and right-click. From the drop-down menu, select the paragraph option. We used this option before to change the spacing. In that same paragraph dialog box, you will notice that there is a heading that says Indentation. And under that heading is a drop-down list labeled Special. Using that Special drop-down list, select the Hanging option and then select OK. That will change your entries to have that special hanging indent. Congratulations! You should now have a correctly formatted MLA paper. Let's take a minute to review our goals for this video workshop. Remember that a correctly formatted MLA paper includes a header with your name, page number, a correctly formatted works cited page, equally spaced double-spaced lines, and 1-inch margins all the way around the page. You can also use keyboard shortcuts like Control-A and Control-Enter to efficiently edit and make changes to your document. You can find a more complete list of keyboard shortcuts by Googling Microsoft Word keyboard shortcuts. Finally, we hope that you feel more confident in your ability to use the features of Microsoft Word when you are formatting your papers. Feel free to watch this video again and again if needed to help you practice. The more you practice, the easier it will be. Thank you for watching. We hope that you learned a lot from this Academic Success Workshop video brought to you by the Woodland Community College Library and the Student Success Center.